Everyone believed he was a weak orphan in a new world with E-rank skills, but he exacts revenge by destroying them all. He wonders what he'll do once he gets his hands on the goddess. Meanwhile, far away in the forests outside the royal capital, the rest of Tuka's classmates are busy hunting demons to gain levels, while Sho chases a demon dog with a sword. Kiri uses his powerful skill to incinerate another monster, reaching level 18 successfully. Meanwhile, Yasu, who has undergone a complete personality change, uses his dark flames to burn some monsters and laughs at their cries. Far away, a shy and innocent girl named Koba struggles with the idea of killing any monsters, but a bully named Aggie insists she must do so or face death, as this is the first test given by the goddess. Aggie keeps Koba tightly controlled and warns her that soon the class will fragment into various factions because of the many selfish people among them. Being a B rank, Aggie intends to form her own faction with the girls who follow her. She knows that Koba, being only a D rank, won't be accepted by Kiri's faction or other powerful ones, and even Yasu won't be able to take her in, as she will die soon. Koba is terrified by this, but Aggie dismisses her concerns about minor details. Aggie just wants Koba to be her personal plaything and has instructed the girls in her faction to trap a monster for her to easily finish off. Aggie demands that Koba kill the monster and pass the test given by Vic, or she will be discarded like Tuka. Koba is reluctant to kill the pitiful monster, but Aggie pressures her into it, effectively forcing her to act. Eventually, Koba kills the monster, but the act of violence devastates her, reminding her of a time when Nemo helped an injured stray kitten. Overcome with guilt, she cries, feeling she failed Tuka. Meanwhile, A also comes back to her senses, her gut pain reminding her of how the goddess knocked her out before sending Tuka away. She immediately confronts Goddess Vic, who puts on a poor performance, claiming she was also deeply hurt by sending Tuka into danger, but it is the kingdom's policy. Vic adds that the ritual to remove the weakest member of the group will continue, and while Yasu was asleep, she has already sent away those who couldn't kill a single demon. Yasu is furious with the goddess and tells her that her methods are wrong. Vic dismisses this, saying everyone is entitled to their own opinions, but she won't change her ways to accommodate them. Yasu then suggests that as an S-rank hero, she will work hard to cover for those who can't perform well enough, and in return, she wants Vic to stop banishing them. Vic agrees to this arrangement and asks Yasu to shake hands to put the past behind them and start afresh. Elsewhere, in the dark forests bordering the abandoned ruins, a woman is fleeing from a group of nasty bandits. However, she is careless and leaves easy clues for them. The bandits plan to let her run until she is exhausted because they will eventually corner and capture her. At the same time, Tuka emerges from the ruins, checking his stats and finding his mana over 59,000. However, he is more interested in learning about his skills. He discovers he can use the paralysis skill on specific body parts of his target, in addition to their entire body. He can also weaken his poison skill to make it non-lethal. He plans to test these abilities once he encounters some demons. As he continues walking, he hears squeaking sounds from behind the trees and discovers a group of slimes bullying a smaller slime. Tuka feels sympathy for the small slime, which shows more courage than usual and fights back against its bullies. Tuka decides it's the perfect moment to test his new skills. He paralyzes all the slimes and applies non-lethal poison to the bullies. He then dispels the poison and paralysis effects from the bullies, making them flee. He turns to the small slime, praising it for standing up to the bullies. Tuka informs the slime that he will release it from paralysis and asks it not to attack him. He releases the skill and continues on his way, but the slime follows him. Tuka decides to adopt the slime, thinking it is another outcast like himself. He places the slime in his hood to keep watch behind him and alert him to danger. Meanwhile, Tuka reads a book on forbidden arts by the Dark Hero and finds a recipe for a medicine that can strengthen even slimes. He tells the small slime that he is on a quest for vengeance against those who wronged him and asks if it still wants to follow him. The slime agrees, and Tuka names it Pig Maru, which the slime likes. Tuka continues his journey, but suddenly he is surrounded by the bandits pursuing the mysterious woman. The bandits were trying to tire her out, but detected another presence and decided to have some fun. The bandit leader demands Tuka hand over all his valuables or face death. Tuka is terrified, as the bandits look menacing, and he has never fought humans before. The bandits argue about catching the girl quickly versus wasting time with random strangers, giving Tuka a chance to sneak away. However, the leader orders him to stop. Tuka begs for his life, but this only makes the bandit more determined to kill him. The leader charges at Tuka, but it turns out Tuka was just pretending to be scared. He uses his paralysis skill to stop the leader's movement and takes his time to berate the bandits, calling them scum. He says that, despite being weaker than the demons of the ruins, their evil intentions are even more intense. Even Pig Maru is enraged by the bandits. Tuka says that killing such people won't weigh on his conscience and that he is happy to have eased the burden on Earth. He casts a poison spell on all the bandits, and once they die, Tuka senses another presence nearby. The presence belongs to the mysterious girl, who has used her tribe's special technique to summon spiritual armor for protection. She can also sense Tuka's presence and detects someone very powerful nearby, though the aura is uncertain. She doesn't want to take chances and swings her sword, cutting through a bush where Pig Maru was hiding. Tuka then arrives behind her and paralyzes her. She stammers, asking what he wants, and he says he only wants information because he is new to the area. The girl asks about the 4 bandits, and Tuka inquires if they are her allies. She denies it, and Tuka believes her, as she lacks the evil intent the bandits had. He removes the paralysis skill from her head, so she can talk freely and warns her not to try anything or he will kill her. Tuka tells her that he doesn't trust anyone, especially strangers he is meeting for the first time. Before he can question her, the girl asks what happened to the 4 bandits. Tuka tells her he killed all of them, and she is shocked. Because the group of thugs was known for their impressive strength, she asks Tuka if he fought all 4 of them by himself or if he had assistance. Tuka, however, refuses to provide any details. The girl, believing that Tuka is not a bad person, decides to trust him and says she will answer any questions he asks truthfully. Tuka starts to trust her a bit more due to her cooperative attitude, but this is still not enough to release her. As they talk, Tuka learns that he is not in the alien kingdom, but in the forest of the Urza kingdom to the south. He gains a lot of information and then finally asks the girl if she can read the forbidden spell scroll. She can only tell him that it is written in a unique type of ancient script that almost no one can read, but she knows someone who can. She mentions a person called the Forbidden Witch, who was exiled from her homeland due to her excessive knowledge being deemed too dangerous. The girl advises Tuka to visit the Golden Demon Zone if he wants to meet the witch, as it is a perilous area in the heart of the continent. Tuka thanks the girl for the valuable information, and she thanks him in return for rescuing her from the bandits. Tuka says the information balances things out, and the girl wishes him good luck. He finds her honesty and innocence endearing, reminding him of his aunt. After telling the girl that the paralysis spell will wear off in a few minutes, allowing her to go on her way, he decides to leave. Piggy, his pet slime, hops onto his shoulder. They discuss how it's unlikely the girl will attack them once she's free from the paralysis spell, but Tuka still wants his slime partner to keep an eye out just in case. Tuka soon arrives in a small town named Mills, where a female knight on duty is rather curious about his business. She suspects he's a country bumpkin who has come to work as a mercenary and raid some ruins. However, she grants him permission to enter because the town lord has ordered that all mercenaries be allowed in, especially those planning to raid the ruins. Tuka thanks her and heads inside, noting the lax security, as they didn't even check his luggage or ask for identification, which works to his advantage. He soon reaches an inn where a grumpy old man greets him. Initially unfriendly, the man becomes more accommodating when Tuka shows him a silver coin. He asks for Tuka's name, and Tuka uses the alias Hattie to stay at the inn. At night, Tuka explores the town and finds it quite peaceful despite the presence of many outsiders and mercenaries. The town has all the typical shops of a settlement of this size in a high fantasy anime, and also features an adventurer's guild. After gathering all the information he can, he returns to the inn and eats some food, pretending it's delicious even though it's not to his taste. He listens intently to the drunk men at the neighboring table to gather information about the world. The drunk men are discussing the strongest knight orders on the continent. One mentions the Holy Knights under the Mad Emperor Falcon, who have never lost a war. Others name other popular knight orders and believe that the magic knights of the Urza Kingdom are on par with them. However, they all agree that the most powerful knight order on the continent is the Black Dragon Knights, who destroyed the Holy Kingdom of Nia in record time. They rave about the strength of the Black Dragon Knights, who also have the world's strongest hero killer among them. Having heard enough, Tuka decides to leave and take some food to his pet slime Piggy. As Piggy eats rice, Tuka starts planning for the future. He decides he should first find someone who can read the forbidden magic spell. He recalls that the girl in the forest mentioned meeting the Forbidden Witch in the Golden Demon Zone. Before that, he plans to use a strengthening agent to boost Piggy's strength. He suddenly remembers the drunk men talking about a newly discovered layer of ruins in their territory, attracting mercenaries from everywhere and boosting the town's prosperity. Tuka thinks he might find the Skeleton King's bones in the ruins, crucial for making the strengthening agent. The next morning, he joins the mercenaries heading to the ruins. They are greeted by Marquis Creed, the lord of the region, who announces a newly found lair in the mill's ruins and offers a reward of 300 gold coins for anyone who discovers the ultimate treasure, the Cup of the Dragon's Eye. He promises to buy all the dungeon loot at a high price and tells the mercenaries they can keep the monster drops. The registration process begins, and Tuka notices a pompous noble named Flash hitting on a hooded girl. Flash remarks that her voice resembles that of a leader of the Holy Knight army from the ruined kingdom of Nia. This sparks gossip among the mercenaries, who wonder if the Night Princess of Nia is truly here, given her substantial bounty. Flash continues to flirt aggressively, even mentioning her physical features, comparing them to the elf princess who once rejected his dinner invitation. The woman tells him he's mistaken, so he demands she remove her hood to prove she's not an elf. Confident that her pointy ears will reveal her true identity, he plans to claim the bounty. However, when he removes the hood, the girl has normal human ears, leaving Flash shocked. Tuka recognizes the girl from the forest but chooses not to intervene as she handles the situation herself, sending Flash away in embarrassment. Afterward, Tuka heads to a shop to buy some equipment but encounters the hooded girl again. She recognizes him and approaches, discussing the raid. Tuka warns her to be cautious with people like Flash, who might seek revenge out of spite. She replies that she doesn't mind and explains she acts rudely to keep people away. Tuka then asks for her help in purchasing tools for exploring the ruins, fearing he might be overcharged. He offers to pay her for her assistance, and the girl accepts gladly as she needs the money. She introduces herself as Mist, a name Tuka realizes is fake. He also introduces himself as Hattie, explaining that he too is using a fake name due to personal circumstances. Mist helps Tuka buy good equipment, and he gives her 3 silver coins for her advice, which is more than she expected. She thanks him and starts to leave but suddenly collapses from exhaustion. Tuka notices the dark circles under her eyes as he supports her, but Mist insists she just needs rest and runs away. The next day, Tuka enters the mill's ruins and immediately finds some mercenaries fleeing from a demon calf, a younger version of the Minotaur he fought in the previous ruins. He paralyzes and poisons the demon before finishing it off with his short sword. Meanwhile, the mercenaries call for their senior to defeat the demon calf, and are astonished to see it defeated by someone with just a single stab of a short sword. Unfazed by the situation, Tuka continues into the ruins and finds that the demons there pose no real threat to him. As he explores, he overhears Flash asking 2 rough mercenaries for help to kill Mist. Flash, unable to tolerate anyone who humiliates him, plans to torture her before killing her, and then feed her remains to the demons. Disturbed by the depravity of such individuals, Tuka decides to intervene. Flash and his henchmen prepare to attack, but Tuka attempts to buy time by apologizing and promising to keep their conversation secret. Flash, however, is determined to kill him. As Flash attacks, Tuka paralyzes him and his men, poisons them, and finds it oddly satisfying to eliminate such filth from the world. He walks away, while Flash curses him, vowing revenge. Tuka left them alive only because powerful demons were approaching. The demons soon consume the paralyzed mercenaries, and Tuka proceeds deeper into the ruins with a clear conscience. He decides to take a brief nap before exploring further, with Piggy on guard. Tuka delves deeper into the ruins, leaving behind a trail of dead monsters. This leads him to being confronted by a skilled adventurer group called the Saber-Toothed Tigers. Their leader, Lily, and vice leader, Foes, suspect that a very powerful enemy is behind the deaths of the monsters and decide to retreat for their safety. They only stop Tuka to offer him the option of joining them. He thanks them but chooses to continue. He believes that killing more demons and scattering them will drive more mercenaries out, improving his chances of obtaining what he seeks. Eventually, he arrives at the room where the Dragon's Eye Cup is kept. Noticing a dragon statue behind it, and having enough anime knowledge to anticipate an attack, Tuka paralyzes and poisons the statue first, and then takes the cup. As the statue dies, Mist appears, surprised that someone reached the room before her. She laments that sleeping cost her the grand prize, but Tuka has no problem giving her the cup. Mist is astonished and asks what she should pay, but Tuka insists she can keep it, explaining that his current persona is extremely naive, especially around attractive girls. Mist feels it would harm her honor to accept something worth 300 gold coins for free, but Tuka persists, saying he doesn't need the cup or the money. He then starts fiddling with the platform, revealing a hidden passage leading deeper into the dungeon. He tells Mist that what he's after is further inside the next floor, and that he used the recruitment offer to reach this point. Mist then offers to be his bodyguard to repay him for the cup, insisting she will be helpful. After some thought, Tuka agrees, setting 2 conditions. She must not pry into his personal affairs, and he can't guarantee they'll exit the ruins soon. Mist agrees immediately, swearing to protect him with her life. Soon after, they encounter a creepy plant monster with golden eyes, which Mist quickly defeats with her sword skills. Tuka applauds her and asks about the golden-eyed demons. Mist explains that these demons have high experience points and help heroes from other worlds level up quickly. She adds that otherworldly heroes can't gain experience from killing humans, so they need to keep killing demons. Mist also mentions that a special magical element from the Demon King turns normal creatures and demons into golden-eyed versions, making them more powerful and fierce. This makes Tuka think of Kiri, the golden hero, and he gets a creepy feeling that his power might be related to this phenomenon. They soon reach a resting area, where Mist senses a nearby monster. Tuka realizes it must be Piggy, so he brings the slime out and introduces it to Mist. They quickly become friends, and Tuka suggests Mist take a nap, as she badly needs rest. She reluctantly agrees and lies down, but Piggy starts dancing in front of her. Mist gets distracted, and Tuka takes advantage of this to put her to sleep with his skills. To his surprise, Mist then glows and reverts to her elven form. Tuka always suspected but now confirms that Mist is actually Siraz, the Princess Knight of the Holy Kingdom of Nia. And that's it for today's anime recap. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next recaps and anime breakdowns. Speaking of the next video, it's already in the works, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.